So with the fact that I managed to do 3 of these in 3 days, I think I should give myself a pat on the back or a gold star. Or maybe just go out and get some hookers and blow. But today being Tuesday, October the 6th, I am going to do my lovely little bit of gadget review, or the gadget that I want. And today's little gadget is one that I've talked about numerous times, which would be the Kodak Zi8. A small handheld digital camera, probably about a little thicker than this jobby, and about the same general size as an iPod Touch. The main reason why I like it is that it does 720p rating at 30 and 60 frames a second, but that it also has the rating of 1080p at 30 frames a second. It's one of the only ones in its class that actually does that, other than one from Sony. And as much as I don't mind the Sony item, there are a few issues with the Sony item that just didn't make it one that I wanted to. The main thing being the fact that it's pretty much twice the cost of the Kodak. The Kodak for Canadian price comes out at about 170, maybe 180 bucks. And the main benefits are the video ratings, the fact that the memory is expandable, which is a really good thing. But the main big benefit with this is the fact that it actually has an internal audio jack in, which is really good, because generally the default microphones you have on any of these small digital cameras or digital handy cams or anything like that are pretty much crap. They generally pick up all sorts of noise and everything else like that in a really bad way. So it's nice that there's an option to be able to plug in your own microphone and try and cancel out some of the wind issues. The main 2 issues that I have with this device are pretty simple. One, there's another device called the Kodak Zi8, which is actually slightly water and dust proof, which is really nice for something like this, because a small device like this, you're probably going to end up doing something stupid with it and maybe dropping it in a puddle. And it seems to be in this day and age that you would just want to kind of make that the default source for all of your small portable items. That aside, the main 2 issues are the fact that the memory is only expandable, as far as I know, to 32 gigs. Now, while 32 gigs is a lot, you never really know. I mean, maybe you'd like to expand it a little bit more. Personally, it's just nice to have the option to be able to expand it more than you think you might need, which is where a friend of mine pointed out that the Sony item actually can apparently just infinitely expand or always take advantage of new cards that are out there. The other issue that I have with the device is that it uses a proprietary battery, whereas a couple of other Kodak models you can just use AA batteries. Personally, the reason why I bring this one up the most is the fact that I kind of have a special love-hate relationship with rechargeable batteries. Mainly, I just hate them. Eventually they end up losing their memory, they don't charge as well, etc, blah blah, and it also means eventually you're going to have to replace the device because, oops, they just aren't making that battery anymore. Setting aside from this, I mean, if you're looking for a low price point and something just to move into to getting a digital handycam, this personally to me would be the best option out there. It has the most amount of video recording options, it has the external microphone, it's small, it's lightweight, it's got some little good intuitive little buttons, and from what I can tell from the samples that I've seen online, it actually makes quite nice little video. Obviously you're not expecting something that's a $30 million budget camera, but it does what it does, and for the price of 180 bucks Canadian, you can't really go wrong with that. To me, this is the camera that I'm going to aim to replace my current camera with, and yeah, that would be pretty much all in this little review. Enjoy! While yesterday I covered my one little thing of disaster porn being my one little niche movie that I really quite enjoy, I really enjoy seeing movies that are based on a true story. It's something about them that just gets me a little more interested in the fact that yes, while I realize that most of the movie, hence based, is not actually true, there's enough of it there that when I look into the actual story, there's, you know, some actual realism. Well, hence the based on a true story part. Anyways, the trailer for today is Pirate Radio, which is the story of how in Britain in the 1960s they decided to ban rock and roll. So a bunch of people got together, got an old ship, and suddenly decided, hey, let's just sail in international waters outside of Britain and broadcast our own rock and roll radio station. And thus the pirate radio station was born. From the trailer that I've seen online, it's actually put together quite well. I mean, obviously with based on a true story, you can't really hide any of the facts or anything like that about it, but it slices it together in a really good way that gets you interested right from the get-go. Personally, I don't feel that it gives away too little or too much. It spills it out nicely. It's got a few actors that I quite enjoy, Philip Seymour Hoffman and Bill Nighy. Hopefully I pronounced that name right. Again, I have a huge issue with pronouncing names wrong, and hopefully none of these people actually see this review and give me the general finger. But anyways, basing off the actors that are in it and how good that everything looks put together from costumes and generally everything else, and from what I can tell from the trailer, the writing looks good. It's definitely going to be one that I personally would want to see again, but this is also one of those things that's kind of like the disaster porn thing. Pretty much all I can say about that one. The link to the trailer will be in the sidebar as usual. Watch it, see what you think, leave a comment or video response below. That's all I got to say today, so that's it. That's all. Good night, good luck, and be safe.